Hello, dudes and dudesses, there you are. It's been a while, it's been summer, I've been busy, but now I'm back. And I'm back with a vengeance. I'm back with a super smelter. Today we will be going through how to design it and why. It all started in my Discord community this summer. Some guy was wanting to make a really fast super smelter, and he had been watching Tango Tech build a super smelter in Hermitcraft Season 7, and I kind of got involved, and well, here we are. I built a super smelter. This one uses the trick where you don't use hoppers or chests or anything. You just have the items in raw item form, and you throw it in and you get it back. But there's a lot of things to it, and I will go through it step by step, and I will even build a module, because this is a totally modular system that you can expand on if you want to. I have built this with 80 furnaces and a very small bamboo farm that actually can feed it in real time, so you don't have to stock up a lot of bamboo. And I'll be showing you how to build one of these modules, and that will be a world download in my Discord community. But it takes 9 stacks in 90 seconds, 10 seconds a stack. That's pretty good, I think. So here you see it all. Actually, only the middle part is the super smelter, the super smelter. On the left there is the bamboo farm, and on the right there's a cactus farm, because in this system we might as well use the furnaces when we don't smelt anything else. Down here you see a module. It's only 5 furnaces in each module, and that is, oh, sorry, and that is not a coincidence. The reason that there's, if we go through these modules with 5, the reason there's 5, we will get into that in a second, but here you can see it. It's 80 furnaces, as I said, and the input is by hopper minecarts to the things to smelt, and with hoppers, locking and unlocking hoppers for the fuel, because the fuel distribution is probably the smartest thing in this furnace array here. Because, as I said, you don't really have to stock up very much. It actually produces the bamboo in real time and distributes it, it's a difficult word, distribute it evenly to every furnace in the system, and it can keep up with the things you need to smelt. So that's probably the smartest part. But let's start with the input system. So we have a hopper minecart on each module, and it goes out, as I said, into 5 furnaces, and that is because one hopper minecart can actually grab 5 items through a block from another hopper minecart. So every time a hopper minecart goes on top of this minecart, it will grab 5 items, and that's precisely what we need, because then there will be 1 item in each furnace, and of course speed in a system like this is all about even distribution. So if I try to put in 5 items here, then it will go this way, and you can see there's 1 item in each furnace, and that's what we want. That is essential to the speed of a super smelter like this one. And of course there's also a bit of timing, so that the time it takes to burn 1 item is precisely when it will receive a new one, if there's a large batch of items you need to smelt. So, and here we are. I don't know even what I smelted. Glass, it's coming in. Let's take a look at the output system. We have this system. Each module is independent, so there's no clocks, no nothing, and it just pushes it out into a water stream, and it will go up at the feet of the player. And this is like a maintenance hall. Let's just try and put in some sand like this. So that was like 3 stacks or something. And you can see every furnace lights up. like this. And if we take the other side as well, every furnace has exactly one item in it. And then it just pushes it into the water stream and lands it at our feet like this. So it's coming in pretty fast, as you see, like this. And that's because we're saving time. If we were to put these things in a chest, if we were to put it, return it in a chest, it would also take time. So this way we save time. The fuel system, that's the really important things. I have 5 of these modules, and this is a very rudimentary basic bamboo farm. As you can see, there's 15, because that's the length of the redstone. There's 15 bamboo being pushed by pistons, and there's 15 on each side like this. So it means that there's actually 30, 30, and 30, and times 5. So if we look at that, that's just 450 bamboo plants to power this huge furnace array, which, and the trick is we harvest individually. So each side harvests individually, which means it comes in a steady flow of bamboo. So there's always coming in bamboo in. And that means we have a system that can cope with it and distribute it evenly to the 2 sides, as you can see here, like this. And then it goes into the minecart and it goes out and is distributed into each of these modules. And of course we use the trick again with the hopper minecart, so there's exactly 5 going in, so it's a totally even distribution, even though we're using a hopper locking system to do it, not a minecart. So it means that exactly 1 bamboo gets in each of the oven every time the minecart passes on the rail up on top. So we will get into this a bit more later. And over here on the chest we actually have a hopper with 4 stacks in it, which means that this hopper minecart will only go when there's 4 stacks in the minecart, as we can see in a second, which means that it will actually fill the furnace arrays both going forward and back, and then it will fill again and so on. Now, we do need to get a bit technical, because this system that we have, I've taken a slice and I put it over here just to show you. This is actually from my MineTheFab Supersmelter, which is Supersmelter by Mumbo Jumbo, that I kind of made some changes to. And as you can see, when we put in 5 bamboo here, it locks and unlocks the hoppers as it goes up, and it puts 1 bamboo in each furnace. So you always have an even distribution in all these furnace arrays. But what happens when it is filled up? Let's just fill it up quickly, like so. And then we need to fill the next row of hoppers as well, because that can also be filled. So you actually do have some stacking up in there. But when we get to the last one on the second row of hoppers, not the first one, which is a hopper line, but this one, then it actually locks the hoppers. And the reason for this is, otherwise, I know it's a bit technical, otherwise the system would lock and would not be able to unlock again. So the lock is there to make sure that when the furnace and 2 hoppers are filled, then nothing gets into the system, but it's just ready, waiting for when the bamboo is used. So I hope that makes sense, because that's kind of the heart of the system. That's actually also why I've integrated an XP part to it, because as we don't need to stock up the bamboo, you can just as well use it for XP when we don't use it. So this is the module over here, it's right here again. If we look at the cactus coming in, it's not a lot. I mean, you could expand on it, but you would have to make a bigger bamboo farm. But what we do is we stock it up, and then we have a simple hopper clock right here, an etho hopper clock, and we just have it filled, so it will go once every 2-3 minutes. And the reason we have this is because we don't want the, and this is just an on-off switch if you want to do it fast. We don't stop the clock, but if you don't want to have things being mixed with what you're smelting. But we have the hopper clock so that the cactus don't go in 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, because then it would all be the same furnace. So if we look at the clock, it will run for about a couple of minutes. It will make a good sample of cacti and then drop it in at once. And then the cacti will actually be distributed to all of the furnaces. So each furnace collects an equal amount of XP, and then you just do the usual, lock it and go and grab the XP, and then unlock it again so it's ready for next use. It will lie there and it will despawn. So that's how it works, because we don't have chests. But as you can see, it's a simple cactus farm. I won't be going into that. It just goes up with one of these that detects when there's anything in the dropper, and these 3 modules fit the amount of bamboo that we have. So that's why it's there. You can expand a bit, of course, but then you also need to expand the bamboo farm. Now, let's build a module. So we start off with a block above, 1 above the air and 5 to the other side. Then you place down a sticky piston and a piece of glass. And it doesn't have to be a piece of glass, but that's just nice. Then you take a comparator, and the comparator will take an output from, that's a dispenser, but it could be a dropper. And let's make it a dropper, because that's actually cheaper when you don't need it. Easier to make in survival, and I actually do mean this system is totally doable in survival. Then you take an observer, looking at the comparator, come on, hit it like this, and then you take an observer looking at the air above the observer, which means that if we put an item in there, it will be spit out into the water stream like that. Very simple, compact little system. And we have this on every module. So we don't have clocks. It's totally individual. Every module works for itself. Then we just take 7 hoppers, I think. Nope, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like this. And then we just do a normal placement of furnaces like this. This is the output line that we're placing them on, and there's 2 that you don't build anything on. And let's speed it up a bit. Just, this is totally standard and average, like this input. And then we take 1 more row. That was what we learned from the MineTheFab furnace array. And then we take a temporary block and a block more, and then we just put a row of hoppers like this, and with 1 more, yeah. So the chest is outside, like this. And then we go to the front and remove that block and put a comparator like this, reading the output from the last hopper in the feed line. And then we make a row like this, put on a torch, repeater, so it doesn't interfere with the comparator, and redstone, like this. Now, the other system, which is actually to lock it if it gets filled, is basically the same, but like this. So we take a comparator output and like this, and then we need a repeater like this. So that's functioning now. That's basically the heart of this system we're looking at here. Now we need to build up to the rails, and we do this 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, like this. 2, so you always have to have 2, so it distributes evenly in the end. And then we need 1 more powered rail there, and then just ordinary rails all the way to the central rail, like this. And then we need to place a block like this. That's basically where the central rail will go. And down here, of course, we need 2 blocks as well, like this. And we just need to build up like this, and then put 2 more rails, like this. Then you have the feed distribution. You can imagine that this is where the rail will go to feed each module. Now you need to have we need to have something to unlock the hopper. So if we have powered rails like this, then when it's past the minecart, we take a detector rail, which will make a current to that that redstone dot, and open if we have trapdoor, fence gate right there. Let's see if it works, like this. And it does it just when it's past the minecart. So like this. Of course, there's no current on the redstone right now, so it's not powered, but that's how it works. And we're almost there. We need to power the rails, of course. And what do? We need to have the input of the bamboo. And it's basically the same as this, but there's a little trick to it. We go up once, and then we put a rail on it, like this. And then we put a minecart with a hopper. And that's part of the rail system. So we build up around it like this. That's just temporary blocks, by the way, the lower ones, like this. And then we take a gravity block, sand, gravel, whatever. We remove the rail, of course. And then we take a gravity block like this and let it drop down into the minecart. Now it's ready that you can put rails on it. Bum, 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 ta-da! And then we build up an ice path down here. Maybe, strictly speaking, you don't need ice all the way, but actually we're going for speed in this system, so use compressed ice if you have it. And you just put water down here. Let me just get in there. You put water down here on both sides like this, and when it comes to an end, when it doesn't run anymore, then you just place slabs like this, and then you put water again, like on these two. So very simple, basic stuff. And then you encase it in glass, because actually that's also our, I call it the maintenance road, and where you go to get to the XP. And of course it doesn't have to be glass. It's just nice because then you don't have any interference with redstone or something. Then you put a stair there, and then you can put levers on the furnaces, like so. Like so. And let me see. I think we're done. This is a module. This is a module totally done. It sure is. So, and that's basically just what you have to repeat. And of course you can start out with a few modules and then build up. There's one thing though, when we get to the end of the water stream, you can see it's 2, so we have to make this small trick where we have a slab and then a full block in one side, the slab where it goes into 1 and a full block, and then a water source that pushes it over to under the slab. So everything goes into the tube where we have a soul sand underneath. So, and as I said, the maintenance hole, or whatever we can call it here, so we can get to all of the furnaces and all of the XP if we want to use that. So, and now, yeah, that's the system done, basically. Everything is explained. Oh yeah, on the main line you have to have a redstone on the 3rd rail, and you have to have it just after the swing, but otherwise it's powered by the detector rails itself. And if we take on the bamboo line, you just start with 1 on the 3rd rail, and Then when there's no more power, you place another one, and when there's no more power, you place another one like this. And that's basically it. That's the system all done. Yes. Alright guys, I hope you liked it, and if you did, leave it a like, and I'd like to hear your comments. Do write in the comment section, and there's a world download on my Discord community, and you can find it on top right side of the YouTube page. So hope you liked it. See you next time, and bye.